Nice to meet you. I'm Christophe de Wulf, co-founder and CEO of InSites Consulting. In the next 20 minutes, I'm happy to share with you some of our major learning lessons evolving from a local startup to a global scale-up. Our story started in Ghent, Belgium in 1997. At the time, I was working as a research assistant in marketing at Vlerick Business School. This is where I met my three fellow co-founders. Together, we decided to start our own business. We sold our first project to FlexiBank, a bank that in the meantime no longer exists, for the full amount of 125 euros. Today, 23 years later, we operate from 17 different locations across 5 continents. We generate more than 65 million euro in revenues, have our own proprietary platform technology, and are recognized among the most innovative insight agencies worldwide. Our company purpose is to empower people to shape the future of brands, with the next video explaining what we mean in just 90 seconds.
Hi, we're InSites Consulting. Don't just call us market researchers. We are a unique blend of academic visionaries, passionate marketers, and research innovators with a global footprint. We empower you to make better and faster decisions anytime and anywhere through our state-of-the-art tools and technology platforms. But technology is just a means to an end. Interested and interesting people make the difference. We generate insights on our consumer consulting square and turn those insights into action using our Insight Activation Studio. In this ever-changing, fast-paced world, ad hoc project thinking has become inadequate. We shape solutions, embracing ongoing and iterative thinking, making your business future-proof. We make you grow today and help you see tomorrow. Finally, we build strong brands, co-create meaningful products and services, and establish the best customer experience for iconic brands around the world. At InSites Consulting, we empower people to shape the future of brands. And this isn't just a marketing tagline. We mean every word of it.
This is how our growth path looks like since 1999 until now, with the orange bars referring to greenfield revenues and the light gray bars to revenues resulting from acquisitions. In 2 years from now, we are aiming to go beyond the magic cape of 100 million euro in revenues. From a shareholder perspective, there are 4 important moments worth highlighting. In 1999, we sold 50% of our shares to a strategic buyer called UB Media, a daughter company of the then Nasdaq-listed UBZ. UB Media was uniting all kinds of different digital companies, promising a one-stop shop of internet services to its clients. At that time, our business model centered around website performance management, intercepting website visitors during their visits and asking specific questions to be used as input for optimization. However, with the internet bubble bursting and the revenue model showing weaknesses, we decided to conduct a management buyout in 2002, regrouping all shares again among the original 4 founders. A third key moment is 2008, when we started expanding our partnership model, selling a proportion of the founder shares to 4 new entering partners. Today, we count more than 50 private shareholders, among which 22 managing partners. Finally, it is worth mentioning that end of 2018, Menta Capital stepped in as our private equity partner, with the idea of pursuing a buy and build strategy and helping us to become the world leader in community research. To date, we have acquired 5 different companies. Direction First in Australia, Columinate in South Africa, ICA in France, Join the Dots in the UK, and ABN Impact in Asia. I now would like to share with you 10 key learnings of moving from a Belgian startup to a global scale-up over the last 23 years. Churchill will be our guide using some of his long list of famous quotes. Sir Winston Churchill was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1940 to 1945, leading Britain to victory in the Second World War. A first important lesson in business, but also in life in general, is to dare to think big. It started with our belief the internet would change everything. So we decided to only focus on digital research and to not get involved with non-digital data collection methods. We gradually became bolder at formulating our BHAGs, or big, hairy, audacious goals. Beginning of the year 2000, our BHAG was to make the market research industry sexier. 10 years later, our BHAG changed into transforming ad hoc project thinking into continuous consecutive learning from consumers. And today, it is about closing the gaps between brands and consumers, ultimately creating the most consumer-centric brands in the world. The great thing about having a clear BHAG is that it clarifies the strategic intent of your company internally as well as externally, and raises the overall ambition level and pride of everyone involved. As I mentioned previously, during our startup years, we allowed UB Media to enter as a significant shareholder of our small organization, with the intention of accelerating growth and professionalizing the way we ran our business. While in hindsight, this turned out to be a good decision in many respects, it also nearly destroyed us. You might know the Friedman matrix. This matrix plots the source of your spending, either your own money or someone else's, versus the beneficiary of your spending, either yourself or again someone else. Being backed by an investor who brought along extra financial resources, we lost some of our self-criticism along the way, spending too much money too soon. So bootstrapping is helpful. Too much resources and money at an early stage can really kill you. And so at a certain point, we found ourselves on the verge of bankruptcy. It required us to deeply rethink our business model and strategy completely. We moved away from website performance analysis and decided to embrace the web to support market research in general. It allowed us to tap into new types of clients, benefit from more international expansion potential, and increase the frequency and the budget spent of client projects. Lesson number 3 is to keep ambition and results in balance. At a certain point, we were investing in so many different areas at the same time. We invested in international expansion, opening new offices in the Netherlands, Romania, UK, and US. We invested in corporate services such as IT operations, HR, marketing, finance. We invested in method innovation by doing research on research and take the stages of global InSites conferences. We invested in marketing thought leadership, writing up no less than 3 books. We invested in proprietary panel building, ultimately leading us to a global panel of more than 1.8 million consumers. The risk? We were gradually turning into an elephant walking on thin ice. Growing a successful business requires a balancing act of top-line growth, bottom-line profits, and strategic investments for the longer term. One of my favorite Churchill quotes deals with lesson number 4. One of the key recipes of our success has been to apply equality principles throughout the business. I am a firm believer that this is the ultimate key to unlocking growth, driving energy, and getting the best out of people. There are different examples to support our aim for equality. All our managing partners have an equal pay irrespective of their managerial role and responsibility. We looked for a private equity partner who treats us as equals. Our buy and build strategy is focused on equality and respect with a deal structure in which former shareholders reinvest a significant share of their proceeds in the new group structure, and so on. Be humble, don't take yourself too seriously, and have the courage to sit down and listen instead of telling people what to do the whole time. Number 5, try, fail, try again, and keep smiling. While it is not enjoyable, every mistake we have made enabled us to become smarter. Back in 2002, our first international expansion was a big failure. We moved into the Dutch market at a time that was too soon for many different reasons. Our business was not stable enough in our Belgian home market. We picked a bad timing given the burst of the internet bubble back then, and we couldn't benefit from strong existing relationships with Dutch customers. But we tried again 5 years later, this time way more successful, with our Dutch office still responsible for more than 10% of our corporate revenues. Keeping faith and confidence is critically important. In 2016, we realized a growth rate of almost 30% after having stagnated for 2 fiscal years in a row. The never give up attitude of Churchill has proven to be the right guide again. My 6th recommendation is to stay focused on executing your own strategy and not to be tempted to look too much at competitors. While you should not be blind to what competition is doing, successful organizations allocate most of their attention to realizing their own dreams and ambitions. Paying too much attention to competitors lowers internal morale and confidence and takes away crucial time to do what is necessary to advance. Churchill's quote does not only refer to your outside perspective, but also your inside perspective. All of our growing pains we witnessed, of all of them, maybe the one that has been most difficult to overcome was daring to focus. Anyone knows that if you want to truly be successful, you need to focus on something you can become the best at. But when you are on a victory path, it is harder to let go of things you're successful at. So I'm glad our focus has now become very sharp, transforming marketing research into consumer collaboration. But it has taken us quite some time to get there. Number 7, recognizing success, celebrating it, and giving back are essential conditions for success. We give back via our profit-sharing practice, ensuring that everyone in our company benefits from collective success, not just the commercial people. Our partnership model allows our best people to turn into shareholders. Our HR department is not called human resources, but people and culture instead, taking an employee-centric perspective and focusing on driving everyday happiness of our people. Every year, we celebrate Employee Appreciation Day in all of our offices as a token of appreciation to every colleague for giving the best of themselves every single day. As a result of this, we are proud to be recognized as a great place to work, something we don't take for granted, and request continuous efforts to maintain and keep improving. Quote number 8 deals with the art of changing continuously. While we have set a whole list of rules through which we grow our business, these are not carved in stone for eternity. Just like a snake sheds its skin to allow for growth, as well as to remove parasites along with the old skin, we need to continuously reinvent ourselves in order to survive and remain successful. We created an environment that pushes us to change every day. By exclusively focusing on digital methods, we oblige ourselves to catch up with the latest trends and digital technologies. By choosing to be a growth company, we need to adjust to an ever-increasing internal size and complexity. And by adding offices from different countries all around the world, we need to listen and adapt to local cultures. Our biggest change project today is to successfully deliver what we call a do-it-together proposition to our clients, blending the best of full service and DIY and allowing clients to flexibly shift from one to the other. There are strong market signals that do-it-together will become the new normal in the research industry. So we decided to actively help shape this evolution instead of just undergoing it. Our last fiscal year went smooth until the COVID-19 wrecking ball hit us and so many other agencies in our sector. As we are a digital native agency with a significant share of our revenues being structural, we were relatively well protected from the negative effects the crisis imposed on us. However, the impact of the crisis on our results has been substantial. Before the crisis, we were well on our way to organically grow with about 13%. Looking back now, we have stabilized over the year before when it comes to revenues, and we have seen overall profitability shrink with 20%. Nobody knows how the future would have looked like if the coronavirus would not have latched on to patient zero. The only thing we know is that we will carry the burden of the crisis for still a significant amount of time, with a recession or even depression luring around the corner and affecting client market research spending accordingly. At the same time, there has never been a time in history to reinvent us for the better. With the world having experienced a global digital experiment as a result of COVID-19, we have the unique opportunity to reset and redefine several of our existing practices. Starting from a white sheet of paper, we will openly challenge and go back to several of the silent assumptions we've been relying on to grow a successful business, with the ambition to make things better and more cost-effective. With our clients and co-workers having adopted a whole new set of practices and beliefs, this is the perfect storm to radically reinvent ourselves and live up to our forward-thinking and adaptive values. For example, we anticipate that the role of home working will become significantly more important in the future, allowing us to tap into a wide range of benefits that result from it. We will adjust our habits, our policies when it comes to home versus office working in order to drive employee happiness, to support a better work-life balance, to unlock broader recruitment options, to reduce operational expenses, and finally, to take better care of our planet. Finally, we're fortunate to have more than 23 years of experience in our industry. While having substantial experience can also be a serious threat, with some people becoming complacent or even arrogant, it's all about the perspective you take. With change around us happening increasingly faster, it is of paramount importance to work on your long-term strategy constantly, shaping your future horizons and leveraging on your own historical perspective. In order to understand where you are today, it's interesting to go back to where you come from and revisit the goals and objectives you defined in the past. 3 years ago, we launched Let's Own It as our strategy theme. The thinking behind it was mainly that we have more control over our future in case we own essential parts of the research process and become less dependent on third parties. 2 years ago, we selected Stronger United as our core theme. The key rationale behind this theme obviously was the acquisition strategy we initiated and the resulting integration efforts and positive synergy effects resulting from it. At the start of last fiscal year, we decided to shift gears. The idea behind shifting gears was to develop more speed, but also prevent our engine from becoming overheated by leveraging on scale effects. All these strategic themes are still relevant to this day and have helped shape the organization we are working in today. This year, our strategy theme is Back to the Future, bringing back some elements of our past and giving them fresh relevance for our future. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope some of the Churchill quotes have inspired you to spur your own growth and to shape the future of your own organization. Wishing you all the best. Thanks.